And we are live, and it feels so good. Blowing up the spot. Welcome back once again to the D spot. Yes, indeedy. It is Friday afternoon. It is 10 to 6, and in exactly 10 minutes' time, folks, we've got a Churros y Tacticas Patreon edition coming your way. Hence, me coming to you all with this improvised live stream, as you could call it, a cry for help. Please help me. Help the culés. Help the Barça side of Churros y Tácticas. Let's call it the Churros side. Be a little bit more prominent. That is my plea to you all before we end the weekend. And why don't I actually type in here? Because I can't type on this, thanks to the good folks of Ecamm, I can do all sorts of things. I can do all sorts of things, you see? Like this here. I can just type on the screen, do some things, join patreon.com/churros y tácticas. And why, you may say? Well, because, quite frankly, it's the most underrated duo in Spanish football, the most underappreciated podcast about La Liga, about Barca and Madrid in particular. But I do ask you all to join the Churros y Tácticas on the Patreon, because you, in the end, is what make this work. You, in the end, are the ones that make this humble little podcast work, and the reason why I decided to dedicate my career in making this my career. Why I stepped away from my full-time job to make this my job 24/7. And seeing as the season has only just kicked off, seeing as we have just entered the international break, we're 3 match days in, I figured it was a good time to ask you alls, join us now before the season really gets going and the going really gets hot. And trust me when I tell you that we need your help, culés. We need it more than ever, and we got a great episode lined up for you today. Let me give you a little sneak peek behind the scene. Why not? See if I can share my screen here. As you can see, I've been preparing just a wee bit for the questions for today. Yes, here you go, the little sneak peek over here. And as you can see, we've got some great questions, plenty of them, as a matter of fact. And we got here, for example, which La Liga team has the deepest squad now that the signing window is done? Which Real or Barça team would suffer the most because of the position they should have addressed? Another one, I like this one very much. This one will take a long time considering Barca rejected, yes, I said rejected, the 40 million. I thought it was 50 million bid from Chelsea for Fermin Lopez, calling it a low bid. I want Kian and Diego to value each other's squad players on what amount of money they would pay for the player had they been the manager / owner of a rich club. That one is bound to be spicy. That one is bound to leave nobody indifferent whatsoever. Brendan Powers sympathizing with both Kian and I for the fact that the kids have finally, in my case, not yet gone back to school. They will do shortly, but they haven't entirely yet. I know that Kian, in your case, they have. And here they start Monday. Monday is the glorious day, folks. So, happy to address all of your questions. And before the pod gets going and the content gets flowing, why don't you make yourself a showing and sign on up to patreon.com/churros y tácticas. Especially, of course, we welcome everybody from all teams, from all shapes and sizes. Doesn't matter if you're, a Cádiz supporter, doesn't even matter if you're Bristol United or a Barça Madrid supporter, even a Madrid supporter. Yes, I said it. Also, the Madridistas are welcome, but it would be nice to balance it out just a wee bit, because as you can see from these questions, a lot of them are very heavily slanted towards the Blanco side. I would like a little bit more Blaugrana. A little bit more Blaugrana. You know what I'm saying? So that we could avoid only having to address these kinds of questions where, according to statistics, yada, 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 Barca have enjoyed more playing against teams who have conceded red cards, all the while Real Madrid are the ones that got the penalty in favor, folks. Seems that that latest video really kind of struck a nerve, you should say. It kind of rubbed people the wrong way. The Blanco people, the white people. It struck them the wrong way. They didn't like it. But the fact is that throughout history, and you can pick it apart, you know, sure, maybe there was a time where Barca had the wind in their sail just slightly, and other teams maybe, and enjoyed getting penalty calls their way. But in the grand scheme of it, doesn't matter which period in time you focus on. In the grand scheme, Real Madrid comes out on top, baby, top, with the penalties that they enjoy taking. And you know, this whole like red card debate that as of 2004 until 2018, Barca have played more team, or you know, how do you even phrase it the right way? I don't want to say and gotten more red cards, but how's our good friend Madridista from Zurich say? In La Liga, the numbers are very different. Barca have a balance of plus 65, meaning opponents have received more red cards in that period. And again, this is a focus on the period of 2004 to 2018. Let me tell you something, Madridista Zurich. I would rather have an uncontested shot on goal as opposed to playing a team that is tightly compact, a knit compact team in the back, closing off all the spaces and making life difficult for Barca, even if it is 10 men, because we know that teams like Barca suffer when facing opponents that just basically say, hey, have the ball, we're going to build a wall. So, you know, that's that. Cling on to it all you want. It's not going to sway my just my perception. It is a fact that Madrid have enjoyed beneficial refereeing calls going their way, and that's statistically proven. So I don't want to hear anything of it. I am sorry if I've ruffled some feathers and rubbed you the wrong way. The truth hurts. Sometimes it hurts, and what will be good is just to at least recognize it, and hey, just say, you know what? It's good to be a Madridista because we got that little support. All right. That is all. I'm not gonna go through all of these questions here, but there's a ton of questions that we're gonna get through today. We had so many last time that we still have like an overlay of questions that we're gonna address in this week. Patreon edition. So, for example, what do you guys think is the biggest risk for the Xavi or Flick ball? What do you think the odds are of a Clásico Champions League final? Is this the year, folks? Is this the year? Is this the year? Come here. Is this the year where we see a Clásico final? Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be nice? It really would. And with that, I would call it the end of my time watching Clásicos, because that would be the end of time. The world would implode or explode. The time would stop. Whoever would come out the winner would be the definitive football god. And what reason would we have to continue to play? It's never happened before. Maybe this year is the year. I'm doubtful. I'm dubious based on what I've seen so far this season, but the season is long. There's still a lot of improving to do. Am I referring to Barca or am I referring to Madrid? Los Blancos against Los Culés. Blaugrana, folks. Those are the colors that I support. 1 minute to go. Get your butts over to Churros on Patreon. So that is patreon.com Churros y the Tacticas. Yes, yes, yes. Join us there or be square. See you later, folks.